There is a total of 11 skills that have outfits associated with them in old school RuneScape. Instead of making several individual videos for every skilling outfit you can get, I decided to compile it all into one single video. Currently, we have outfits for agility, construction, farming, fire making, fishing, mining, prayer, rune crafting, smithing, thieving, and lastly, woodcutting. I want to mention a majority of these outfits come from minigames, so my explanation is going to be extremely brief and straightforward. If you're struggling with getting a specific outfit due to not understanding the mechanics of a certain minigame, I highly recommend you go ahead and read the wiki or watch a video dedicated to that specific minigame for the best information. I'm gonna have timestamps on the video so you'll easily be able to view any outfit at any point in time you'd like, and if this helps you at all, make sure to leave a like and subscribe as it always helps, and let's just get right into the first outfit. So the first outfit we're going to be looking at is Angler. The Angler outfit makes me pretty nostalgic, as a guide on how to get it was my first video ever on this channel. If my brief explanation doesn't help, you're always welcome to view the original guide. Wearing Angler increases your fishing experience by a total amount of 2.5%. Wearing this outfit from level 34 to 99 will save you a total of around 337k XP. It may not be worth the time to spend to get it versus the XP save, but it's so AFK to get, and not only is it a mastered clue step, but it's also a hard combat achievement. Players have a 1 in 12 chance of receiving a piece of Angler after every successful game of the fishing trawler, which requires 15 fishing. I'm going to show you the exact same method I did in the original video, which involves only using swamp paste and not using an axe or anything else for the minigame. Essentially, bring a heap of swamp paste and minigame teleport to the fishing trawler. Hop to world 370 and cross the ladder to wait for the next game to start. After it starts, you're going to disable camera shake and then stand next to a wall and put your mouse between two of the panels. Now you're just going to spam click as you need to repair 10 of these. After doing 10, you're going to see at the top of the screen that your contribution meter turns to yellow, and in the chat it'll state that you have contributed enough. Now, you just have to AFK until the game is over, loot the net, and repeat. One other important mechanic to know about, that with this method of being lazy, you kind of just have to have faith that other people will manage it, is to make sure that right before the game ends, the net on the trawler itself is repaired. If it's damaged when the game finishes, you will not get any rewards. Other than doing the fishing trawler, there is one other way you can achieve Angler, and that comes from aerial fishing. I'm not going to cover aerial fishing because it is far worse than the trawler in terms of time to get Angler. If you were to do aerial fishing over the trawler, it's estimated you would take about 3 times as long to get the outfit. If you want Angler, I highly recommend that you just do the fishing trawler. Lastly, if you already have an Angler's outfit, or you get one, you can spend Spirit Flakes from Temp to change the outfit to a Spirit Angler's outfit. This keeps the 2.5% bonus and additionally allows the outfit to act as a rope when you're killing Temp. The next outfit is Graceful. Graceful clothing is a weight-reducing outfit that comes from completing rooftop agility courses and gaining marks of grace. These marks can be traded into Grace, who is found in the Rogue's Den under Berthorpe. Graceful is that outfit you will see people wearing everywhere you go in the entire game. Each individual piece of Graceful increases your regeneration of run energy, adding up to a total 20%. Having the full set equipped will give you a set bonus of an additional 10% regeneration to your run energy for a total of 30%. On top of this, each piece will reduce weight from your character for a total of minus 25 kilograms. I'm not giving you the entire agility rundown, we're only here to find out the best way to get Graceful. Up until level 40, gather marks from all agility courses until you arrive at Canifis. From here, you're going to spend a solid 16 hours running in a circle until you collect the 260 marks of grace needed. Doing Canifis agility is actually the fastest marks in the game until you reach Ardoin. Essentially, if you're not level 90 yet, you're always going to be using Canifis for marks of grace, assuming that's your main priority of course. There's a mechanic with agility that if you're 20 levels higher than the course's required level, you will start to receive far less marks of grace. Luckily, this actually does not apply to the Canifis course. The next outfit is the Prospector outfit. The Prospector outfit comes from mining in the Motherlode mine. This has the exact same functionality as Angler, being a 2.5% boosting outfit, but it has other minor benefits as well, such as reducing the desert heat and being a requirement for the Hard Falador achievement diary. Motherlode mine requires 30 mining to start on the lower level. The entrance to the Motherlode mine can be found within the Dwarven mine, which is found west of the monastery, or you can use a mining guild telly on the skills necklace. You're gonna run southeast until you get to the cave entrance here. Upon arriving to the Motherlode mine with your pickaxe, you'll have to enter and mine some fallen rocks to get to the center area. This is where the bank is and the main area of the mine. Now that you've gotten here, you can go around mining pay dirt off the wall. I usually go through this crack right here next to the bank and mine here, but you can go wherever you prefer. You're gonna mine until you have a full inventory of pay dirt. Once you have a full inventory, you can return to the central area and place your whole inventory in the hopper. This will break down your pay dirt into a random assortment of ores based off your mining level. It's recommended that you put about 3 to 4 inventories into the hopper before you get any of the loot to save time. But this also grants a chance to give you a golden nugget. These golden nuggets are the currency used for obtaining Prospector, as well as a few other things. To purchase the entire outfit, you're going to need a total of 180 golden nuggets. At level 72 mining, you can purchase the upper level of the mine for 100 nuggets. The upper level is far better due to being closer to the bank and hopper, and additionally having more veins closer together. A common way to unlock the upper level is to complete your full set of Prospector, and then go and complete your Falador hard task for the diary. After this, you're going to sell back your entire outfit to the same person you bought it from, except for your legs. After you do this, you're going to end up with 104 golden nuggets, so you can easily buy the upper level. To obtain 180 golden nuggets, based off of your RNG, it could be anywhere from 10 to 14 hours total. One last thing I wanted to add is that occasionally the wheel in the mine breaks and needs to be repaired with a hammer. You can quickly get a hammer from this crate shown here and repair them. The Carpenter outfit comes from the construction minigame Mahogany Homes. It provides a 2.5% XP bonus and nothing else. To buy the full set, this is going to cost you 2,000 Carpenter points, which are earned through completing contracts for Amy and Falador. There are 4 tiers of contracts going from beginner, novice, adept, and the final tier, which is expert, which requires 70 construction. Each expert contract you complete will reward 5 Carpenter points, and I would say it takes 1 to 2 minutes per run depending on your setup and efficiency. This is the inventory that I personally went with. I have teleport tabs to Varrock, Ardoin, Falador, and my house. Then I have a room pouch with the runes for NPC contact to get contracts from Amy, but if you don't have NPC contact or you're an iron or something similar, you can just opt to not bring teleport tabs, instead rocking the normal spellbook, and then just teleport to Falador after each run to speak with Amy directly. Then I have a saw, hammer, 1 steel bar, and the rest of my inventory is mahogany planks since I'm doing expert tier contracts, but you can switch these out for whatever planks you require. Equipped, I have Graceful, a Xerix talisman to teleport to Hosidius, and my crafting cape for banking. You can easily switch out the crafting cape for a dueling ring to bank at Castle Wars, or you can just tele to the GE and bank there. I'm using a Mahogany Homes plugin, which gives very helpful information and highlights things for you. After we get a contract, it will tell us where we need to go, and after showing up, we simply repair everything that's highlighted. Sometimes you'll need a steel bar, other times you won't. After you're done repairing everything, you're going to talk to whoever is in the downstairs to get your XP, and then they're going to offer you a cup of tea that you can sip to restore your run energy if you want. Otherwise, you can just tele to the bank and get more planks. It's highly recommended you buy a plank sack at 350 points before going for the outfit, as it greatly increases your efficiency when doing contracts. If you have a plank sack, you can fill it with mahogany planks and then bring 2 steel bars instead of 1. This will allow you to complete 2 contracts per inventory instead of banking after each one. I will warn you, Mahogany Homes does cost GP to do. It's estimated that you lose about 30k each contract you do while completing expert tier ones. At that rate, you're essentially losing 1 mil GP per hour and upwards of 11 mil by the end of it just to obtain the outfit. To be honest though, it's going to take you more time to get this outfit than if you just spent the time training construction in the meta ways. The Pyromancer outfit is the skilling outfit for firemaking. You can obtain it randomly from crates while completing games of Wintertod. The outfit itself provides the typical 2.5% XP bonus, but additionally counts as a piece of warm clothing while inside Wintertod itself. I have a full Wintertod guide which I'll link above, and additionally a solo version which technically gets you the outfit faster, but we're just going to speedrun the process here. We want to start off by going to 307 or 309, which are the public mass Wintertod worlds, and then you just need to get to the minigame itself by using a game necklace and going to Wintertod. We need to prepare our inventory by bringing 4 pieces of warm clothing, which can be found on this chart, and you can use any 4 here. The most common outfit is the Clue Hunter outfit, or you can just buy random things off the GE such as the Santa hat. Now we're going to want food. If you have higher HP, you're going to need better food. If you're 80 plus, let's just do Sarah Brews, but if you're lower than that, you can get away with sharks. And if you're really low HP, such as 40 or below, you can even bring jugs of wine or cakes. Then we want an axe, hammer, knife, and tinderbox, and make sure the axe is at least steel or better. Then we just want to go inside and wait for a game to finish, and then go stand next to the brazier. When the game is about to start in the top left, spam click the brazier so you can light it and get additional points, and then immediately run backwards and chop an entire inventory of logs. After you get a full inventory, you're going to use your knife on the logs and fletch them all into kindling. The cold of Wintertod will occasionally interrupt you and you just need to restart fletching. Once you've completed the full inventory, you're simply going to burn it in the brazier and then repeat the process until the game's over. Occasionally the brazier can break with snow or it just gets put out and you can relight it for additional points. One of the only mechanics you actually have to worry about is the 3x3 snowfall, which you'll see above you, but you can simply just step out of this when you see it. The last mechanic that the game has is the Pyromancers being able to die from the cold, and then they'll sit on the ground and you cannot relight the brazier if it goes out. Luckily, on the mass worlds, majority of the time other people will take care of this. All you have to do is take a vial of water mixed with a bruma herb that you pick from inside the arena and mix them together. After using it on the Pyromancer, he'll be healed to full HP and everyone can repair the brazier. If you don't feel like doing this and nobody else is, all you have to do is run to one of the other sides of the arena and I'm sure it will be fine. You're going to need at least 500 points to earn one crate, and every point over that gives you an additional % chance at getting another roll at another reward. Upon completing a game with at least 500 points, you'll be rewarded with a supply crate. Upon opening this, you will have a 1 in 150 chance at getting a piece of Pyromancer per reward roll. Once you receive a piece of Pyromancer, the next piece you get is guaranteed to be different so you can get the full set faster. This excludes the warm gloves though, as it's not technically a part of the set. That's the extremely watered down fast version of Wintertod, and if it confused you at all, feel free to read the wiki, or as I said, watch my full guide on it. The Zealots robe set is associated with prayer. Each piece of the outfit provides a 1.25% chance to prevent you from consuming various items through training prayer. The full set results in a total of 5% chance, and the items affected are things such as using bones at the Chaos Altar, Gilded Altar, reanimating soul heads, and using bone meal at the Ectofungus. Each piece of the set comes from opening gold chests within the Shade Catacombs. Each chest has a 1 in 128 drop chance to contain one piece of the outfit, and it's impossible to obtain duplicates. Gold keys can be guaranteed from burning Urium remains with redwood pyre logs, and a smaller chance from burning fire remains with magic pyre logs. The way I obtained it was exclusively through Urium remains, so that's what I'm going to show here. I won't explain the entire mechanics of the shades, but for you to do this, you're going to need 95 fire making, which for a skilling outfit, I actually think is a pretty high requirement. But if you have at least 80 fire making, you can try fire shades, which will be slower. First, you just want to buy a gold lock from the GE, but if you're an Ironman and can't buy one from the GE, you can just go without a lock for now, as you can obtain one from the minigame itself, but you're going to want to buy the gold lock and then bring it to the guy standing outside the catacombs entrance so he can make it into a gold coffin for you. You wear this coffin on your back slot and it can store Urium remains. The idea here is we're going to fill the entire thing with remains, then bring a tinder box and fill the rest of our inventory with redwood pyre logs. The way that I bank is where Mauritania legs, and I go to Berg de Rot, which has a bank right there, and then you simply just run north to burn them all. But if you don't have Berg de Rot legs, you can try Morton teleport scrolls, but they get pretty pricey, or you can use fairy ring code BKR and run to the boat, which will take you there. Upon arriving to the area where you actually burn the remains, which are in Morton itself, you're going to drop about 6 logs and then take 6 remains out from your coffin. You're going to place the pyre log on any of the funeral pyres, place the shade on top of it next, and then click it to light it. You're just going to stand in this same one while repeating this process until you burn through your entire inventory. You want to make sure to pick up the keys on the podium though after you burn 6 so they don't despawn. After you've burned through your entire inventory, you can take all of the keys you've got and bring them back to the catacombs. We're going to be running to the back area where all of the gold chests are, where you can see me running. Upon entering the room, you're just going to use whatever color key you have on each associated colored chest. Remember that it's a 1 in 128 chance, but there is a few other collection log slots here as well, and you can even get elite clues. Once you've used all your keys, you can teleport out to the bank and repeat this process. This isn't that bad of a grind, as you are both training fire making and prayer, while also making a profit and getting several collection log slots, and lastly, you can get elite clues. While it's up for debate if a main should come and get this, as the 5% chance is pretty negligible, I think it's just so easy that I don't see why not. The farmer's outfit comes from completing the Tithe Farm minigame found within Karen. The outfit requires 34 farming to wear and provides a 2.5% experience boost when wearing the full outfit. Each piece is bought via the reward shop and the total outfit costs 400 points. The way you earn points is through harvesting crops and placing them in the sack. For time purposes, I'm going to show you the very basic method we can do here, obtaining 20 fruits each run. So essentially you just want to come to the Tithe Farm itself and you're going to want to have a spade, a seed dibber, and 8 watering cans. Then you just want to come to the seed table right from the door and get the highest level seed that you can. Since I'm 99 farming, I'm just going to take the level 74 one, and you can just take 10k. You're not going to use that much, but you might as well, and then you're going to enter the minigame. Immediately, if your watering cans don't have water in them already, you can just use them on this barrel here, or alternatively, if you have the Lunar Spellbook, you can also use the Humidify spell, which saves you a lot of time. So now that you have all the watering cans full, you're going to run all the way to the northeast section in the minigame, and this is where we're going to begin. I'm going to use my seed on the plot and then manually use my watering can. As you can see, if we just plant the seed and then click to use the watering can, it takes an extra tick. So if you just click the watering can manually, it does save you some time, but it's definitely not required. And then essentially we're just going to go back and forth for these 2 rows until we finish. Now that we've finished these 2 rows, we're going to go to the southeast row and work it all the way down, doing the exact same method. And then go immediately west and do this row up. Finally, after completing this row, you're going to go northwest, and this is the last row we're going to do before we begin watering. Now that we've finished, you're going to do exactly what you just did, but this time all you're going to be doing is watering the crops for 2 more rotations, and then you're finished. This is one of the most basic methods. There is other methods that involve using Humidify in between runs, or there's even a method that requires you to be almost tick perfect, but it does allow you to do an additional crop, but this is just the most basic method, so we're going to rock with that. So as you can see, we're finishing the second watering rotation here, and everything is ready to harvest, and we're just going to go back and forth until we get everything harvested. So now that you've finished, you can immediately just use this watering barrel in the north to refill your watering cans. You can ignore that seed because it was a misclick, but essentially you just do this until you get at least 100 fruits, and then you can deposit them all. The reason you want to make sure to wait until you get 100 is because when you deposit 100 all at once, you do get additional points and experience, so depositing anything under that is a waste. A reasonably efficient player can earn about 76 points per hour, which means that this outfit would take about 5 to 6 hours to get. On the bright side, obtaining the outfit will result in about 600k farming experience, which is worth to me, so I would just do this if you feel like it in between tree runs, otherwise you can skip this one. The Rogue outfit is used for thieving and comes from the Rogue's Den minigame. You can access the minigame going down the ladder in the pub found within Burthorpe, which is the same place where Grace is to purchase Graceful. The Rogue outfit does not give you an experience boost like most other skilling outfits, but instead doubles the loot you get from all pickpocketing. This additionally includes pickpocketing blood shards and enhanced crystal telly seeds, which means if you were to get 1, you'll actually get 2. To actually get the outfit, you'll need to complete the maze found within the Rogue's Den and crack a safe at the very end for a chance at receiving a crate that contains a piece of the equipment. You're going to need at least 50 thieving and agility to do this minigame, and you must bank all of your items before being allowed to enter. The Rogue outfit has never been easier to obtain, as we're going to use a very useful Runelight plugin, simply called Rogue's Den, made by Nightfire Cat. This makes the entire minigame extremely brainless, and you can get the outfit with no effort. So once you're ready to actually do the minigame, you're simply going to run over here to this gate and enter. I took a stamina sip before I came in, but this is definitely not required. You're simply just going to follow all the green tiles that are marked on the floor, and you want to make sure you pay attention to what they say, as some of them you have to run, and others you have to specifically walk. You also want to make sure that you click on the specific tile, as some of the areas are trapped, and any misclick can result in you getting booted back to the beginning of the game. We're slowly going to make our way through the minigame, just following all of the green squares. As you can see, I'm running past something that says 80 thieving, and if you do have 80 thieving, this is a shortcut that actually does make the minigame a lot faster, but I'm assuming you don't have 80 thieving without the outfit. As you can see, this says avoid, and you definitely want to avoid it, as if you step in any of those 9 tiles that are marked, you will get sent back to the beginning. You also want to make sure for this you want to right click and search instead of just walking straight through. Then from here I'm just going to click across and it'll automatically path you across the entire floor. You can ignore the yellow tiles, those are just marked from when I did this without the plugin. This is one of the parts where you definitely need run energy, as if you were to walk across this instead of running, you would get stuck on one of the tiles and it would spring you back to the beginning. Now here comes the only part in the minigame that you actually could mess up on. You want to take one of these flash powders from off the floor and then you're going to use it on the NPC guard that you see here and quickly run past him. If you use it on him and then wait a few ticks before running, the stun will wear off and you can actually get caught. Now that we're past him, we're simply just going to run past these last two obstacles, and that's all we needed to do for the minigame. As you can see marked in red, this is the safe that we have to crack, and upon pressing this you have a chance at getting a crate of the equipment, or you can get nothing, or you can get a set of rogue tools. Luckily, I, on my first attempt, did get an equipment crate, and you can click it and select whichever piece of the equipment you want. It doesn't matter which one you get first, as they all have the same effect. With how easy it is with the plugin, you can reasonably expect to get this outfit in about 1 to 2 hours based off of your RNG. It always could take longer if you get super unlucky. The Raiments of the Eye outfit comes from rune crafting in the Guardians of the Rift minigame. The outfit grants 10% more runes when rune crafting per piece, and a 20% set bonus which makes a total of 60% additional runes. Although this does not provide additional experience, but solely just the extra runes. The hat can also be attuned to act as an imbued tiara so you can easily access altars. The outfit can be purchased from the reward shop using abyssal pearls, with the total outfit costing 1,350 pearls. On average, this outfit would take about 180 games of the Rift and 630 searches per wiki. The Guardians of the Rift minigame, or GOTR, is found within the Temple of the Eye. This is located in the Wizard Tower, and you need to complete the Temple of the Eye quest to be here in the first place. I won't be explaining all the mechanics of how to play the game, I'm simply just going to show you the method that allows you to get a decent amount of points in order to obtain the outfit. Though it's not technically required, I personally would not do Guardians of the Rift without NPC contact through the Lunar Spellbook at 67 magic. The reason for this is because when using NPC contact, you're able to easily repair your rune pouches after every game, meaning you don't have to leave the minigame constantly to repair them. You can definitely get by if you're an iron or low level by solely bringing the small pouch which doesn't degrade, but this definitely results in less points. So there's a few different ways of going about this minigame, such as making combination runes with binding necklaces, or even doing solo games, but we ain't doing all that. You're gonna suit up in full Graceful with a pickaxe. If you have Varrock armor, you can wear that instead, as it allows you to mine extra essence in the minigame, and additionally I'm wearing a celestial ring from star mining, which provides an invisible mining boost. Obviously, if you have a dragon pickaxe, you can bring that instead of the rune one for the spec, but since I'm a sane person, mine is stored at Toa, I don't want to go all the way there just to rip it off the wall. In my inventory is the best rune pouches that I have for my level, and a rune pouch with the runes to cast NPC contact. Once you are able to get in the game, run to the west table and pick up a weak cell, and then get 10 uncharged cells from the table directly north of that. Then we're going to run west and go down the rock slide and wait for the game to start, which is indicated in the chat. For this method, we're going to be playing around the timers and using the portals, which will result in about 6 to 8 points per game with only 3 essence pouches. We're going to mine the guardian remains once the game starts until there's about 45 seconds left on the clock. At this time, we're going to climb back up and run back to the start and use the west table to craft an entire inventory of guardian essence. After your inventory is full, then you're going to click on all your pouches to fill them and then craft another inventory. Now, as you're watching this method, since we're playing around timers, you actually can pretty much replicate and just copy this exact route since you're following the timers, and it will pretty much be the same every single run. Once you're done crafting an entire inventory, you're going to run to the middle and quickly place down your weak cell on any of the barriers. At this time, the altars are going to spawn, and we're going to enter either the elemental or catalytic altar. Some should be prioritized over others, such as Bloods, Natures, Death, and Fire, to name a few, as they provide better cells, but I'm specifically going for elemental points this run, so I'm just going to enter every single elemental option that there is. Upon entering, you're going to run to the middle and click on the altar to make all of your essence turn into stones, and then you're going to empty your essence pouches and do the same. And then we're going to exit through the portal that we came in. We can place down our cell again and click on the guardian in the middle to get our points, which will take the stones away from us. After that, this is around the time the first portal will spawn, which is around 13% HP, and it's indicated in the top left. We're going to go to wherever it is and then click on it to go through it and mine the guardians, which are going to provide you with the same guardian essence you just crafted. Fill your pouches and inventory just like you crafted, and we're going to immediately go into another altar and craft more guardian stones. After leaving the altar after the first portal, we aren't going to immediately use the stones like we did before. Instead, run back to the crafting table and craft an entire inventory. You're going to do this for 2 total inventories as you have enough time before the second portal spawns. If the explanation is confusing, all you have to do is actually just watch how I'm playing and replicate it exactly. Now that the second portal spawns, I'm going to go inside of it and just replicate everything we've been doing by getting a full inventory and then turn those essence into stones, which I'm going to use on the guardian. But after the second portal, we're not actually going to have a lot of fragments left, so I'm going to use all of the time from this to the third portal spawning, just mining fragments at this guardian here. Now that the third portal has spawned, we're going to repeat the first cycle of crafting 2 inventories since we mine more fragments, and right around when I'm doing the second inventory, the fourth portal will spawn. If you haven't got it yet, you're essentially just doing the same thing over and over again the course of the entire minigame. Right at the end of doing my second inventory and the last one that I can craft, the fourth and last portal will spawn. You have to be quick about this one as the game is close to ending, and we're going to try to get all of the essence and turn it into stones. As you can see here, I wasted a few ticks running back and forth, and this actually was pretty detrimental because at the end of the game, when I was about to use all my stones on the guardian to get the points, I was actually 1 tick too late, so I missed out on some extra points. After the game ended, I ended up with 8 points, and if I hadn't missed that, it would have been about 9 points total. The reason I focused Elemental for this game is because in order to search from the Reward Guardian, you need 100 points in both Elemental and Catalytic. This will result in 1 attunement for both, but if this sounds confusing, essentially, if you do 800 points into Elemental, and get 8 elemental attunements, you'll then need to do another game and get 800 points in catalytic to get 8 catalytic attunements. Once you have 8 in both, this will be 8 reward searches as it takes 1 from each time you actually search the rewards. Some people like to split the amount of points that they get per game, ensuring that they get 4 in each, but I like to just focus 1 at a time. As you can see, I actually got a dupe Abyssal Lantern while recording this, and I didn't include this in the beginning since if you have an Abyssal Lantern, you probably don't need to know how to play this game. The Smith's uniform is the skilling outfit for smithing. Each piece you wear gives you a 20% chance to speed up smithing actions at an anvil by 1 tick, and a 100% chance when you're wearing the full outfit. Each piece also gives a 20% chance to increase progress on pre-forms in the Giant's Foundry minigame, with the whole outfit also giving a 100% chance for this as well. Since this speeds up actions in the minigame, wearing it will increase your smithing XP per hour by about 20%. Lastly, you're able to combine ice gloves with smith gloves to make smith gloves eye. The outfit can be purchased from the Giant Foundry's reward shop, costing a total of 15,000 Foundry reputation. Since each piece gives the same 20% bonus, it's recommended to purchase the gloves first for 3,500 points, since you can imbue them with the ice gloves, and then the boots, and then either the tunic or trousers. To access Giant's Foundry, you must complete the quest Sleeping Giants, which has a requirement of 15 smithing. You can reach the Foundry by going to the Giant's Plateau east of Al Kharid. The easiest way there is simply using the minigame teleport, but alternatively you can use a Ring of Dueling to the PvP arena and run south, or you can glory to Al Kharid and run east. Once arriving, you can enter the cave. So since we're just looking at the fastest way to get the outfit, we're going to be using a combination of bars to get our points. Another method, mainly used by Ironman, is to use already smithed items instead of bars, but I won't be covering that. I will, however, link an Ironman friendly specific guide in the description so that you can watch that there. So to start the game and create a mold, you're going to need 28 bars total, with 14 of those bars being one type of ore, and the other 14 bars being another type. On screen is a chart from the wiki showing the different combinations you can use. The fastest reputation per hour would be using 14 adamant bars and 14 rune bars, but this is the spendiest as you're going to lose about 1.7 mil GP per hour doing this. The second best method is what I'm going to do, and that's 14 mithril bars and 14 adamant bars. We'll lose only about 41k GP an hour using these bars and getting about 1800 rep per hour. Additionally, the method I chose is about 200k smithing XP per hour as well. All else that we're going to need to do Giant's Foundry is a pair of ice gloves which are dropped by the Ice Queen in White Wolf Mountain. This requires level 50 mining to get, and it's obtained through the hero's quest, but you don't actually need to start the quest to obtain them. We're going to be utilizing the plugin Easy Giant's Foundry in the RuneLite plugin hub, which is made by 250. This provides very helpful overlays during the minigame and essentially makes it so you just click whatever's highlighted and you don't have to use your brain too much. Since I chose to use mithril and adamant bars, I'm going to need at least 70 smithing since that's the level to use adamant. If you're lower than 70 smithing, you could easily just do something such as steel or mithril, just go whatever's highest for you. So we're going to start by right-clicking Kovac and commissioning a sword. After this, the mold jig will be highlighted blue and we can click it. We need to pick the best 3 parts of the blade, but luckily the plugin highlights which ones to pick in green. Once you're done with this, you can set the mold, run to the bank and extract 14 of each of your bar, and then we use these on the crucible to eventually pour it to make the preform. After this is where the minigame begins. As you can see, there's 3 bars at the top of my screen, being the quality, temperature, and what our current task is. All we're going to do is click on whatever's highlighted green, as that's our current task, and slowly build the blade. Whatever the current task is, being red, green, or yellow, we have to get our temp to that amount by either heating it up or cooling it down. Once you have it in the right temperature amount, this is when you can actually do the action of working on the blade, so it's just about playing with the temperature and making sure that it's correct. Once you do this yourself, it will become extremely easy to do and brainless. If you right click on the lava or water, you can dunk your preform in it to change the temp way more rapidly. As you can see, the third bar is green, which means that we're going to have to use the polishing wheel, so I'm going to cool down my blade until it gets to the green area and then use it on the wheel. Every time I use it on the wheel, this lowers the temperature of the blade, but advances the current goal. Since the temperature went down and I still need to do the polishing wheel, I'm going to go to the lava to heat the blade up and get it back into the green temperature. And as you can see, I actually made a mistake and heated the blade up too much. All you have to do is go into the water and cool it down again. Now that we're done with the polishing wheel or the green task, it's back to the red, which is the hammer, so we just need to heat this back up in the lava. Now the order of your goals is going to be different every single time. You won't have red, green, red, yellow, red, green like I do. It could be completely different for you. And now that we're on yellow, this is the one that a new player actually has to look out for, as it kind of tricks you. You actually have to cool this down all the way to just the beginning stage of yellow or heat it up, as using the grindstone actually increases the temperature of the blade instead of decreasing it. So we're simply just going to keep making our way through the minigame. We're already on the second to last stage. If you do mess up and accidentally use the wrong tool, or the temperature is incorrect and you do use a tool, this will decrease the quality of the blade that you are crafting, which results in less coins, XP, and points. So you want to make sure not to mess that up. Luckily, the plugin in the bottom left does tell you how many actions you do have left. As you see, as I'm using the polishing wheel, the number is slowly going down, and the heat is going down as well, which is a useful indicator to know how many times you can use the tool without having to reheat the tool or cool it down. Now that we've actually completed it, all we have to do is right click on Kovac and turn in the blade, and you will receive your reward. As you can see, I had 643 reputation, and now that I've turned this in and talked to him again, I'm at 796. Before you start saving your points to start buying the outfit, you can actually unlock molds in the minigame that will increase the amount of points you get per hour. On screen is 2 different charts for if you have over 79 smithing or under 79 smithing, and this is the optimal unlock order, starting with the point for 79 smithing, which is going to cost you 450 Foundry reputation. Obviously, you don't need to unlock every single one of these. If you're an Iron or plan on just staying here for XP, I would unlock all of them, but if you're just here to rush the outfit, I would say unlock the first 3 or 4 and then save all of your points for the outfit. Now that you've seen a full example run, I just want to show you one more mechanic that can speed up the minigame, which is using the sweet spot. Occasionally while using each machine, the overlay will turn blue when using the plugin, and if you click the machine again while it's blue, you'll get an additional action as you perfectly timed it, and this speeds up the sword being completed. This isn't required and you can just fully AFK if you want, but it does speed it up if you just want to get out of here as soon as possible. The last and final outfit is going to be Lumberjack, which is the skilling outfit for woodcutting. The Lumberjack outfit provides a 2.5% experience boost to woodcutting when wearing it, and is also a master clue step requirement. The only requirement to actually equip the outfit is 44 woodcutting, but we will need the quest in Aid of the Mire key in order to access the minigame we will get this outfit from, which is temple trekking. Earlier this year, they additionally added another way to obtain Lumberjack, which is through forestry. Obtaining it through forestry will take longer than temple trekking, and as we're already running deep into the video, I'm just going to show you the most simple and fastest way to get this outfit and save forestry for a separate video. We're just going to need to go to Berg de Rot to start the minigame. There's a few ways to get here, and this is also the same area you do Zealots, but the fastest way is to just use Mauritania Legs 3, which will send you directly to where you need to be. Second fastest would be a Morton teleport scroll from the GE or from clues, or you can use the Shades of Morton minigame teleport. There's a few other ways to get here, all of which are shown on screen now. All I'm going to bring is some Graceful, maybe a couple pieces of food, though it's not needed as it's just going to rot anyway, and lastly, a weapon. So all we're going to need to do to actually obtain the Lumberjack is once you're prepared and you have your inventory ready and your gear, you're just going to go to the entrance to Berg de Rot and find one of the people that says easy, and then you're going to right click and start the minigame. We're going to go on Route 1 every single time we do the minigame as it allows you to skip every single room, and anytime you get into a new room, you're just going to evade the event until we find the one that we're actually looking for, which is going to be the bridge without trees. So what I mean by that is we're just going to go until we get to the room that has the bridge, and if there are trees there, it's actually a separate version of it which doesn't drop Lumberjack, so specifically we're looking for the bridge without trees. If you run into the bog room, honestly, it's best to just teleport out as it takes too much time during your runs, so you can just teleport right back to the start and do it again. To evade any of the rooms, all you have to do is look to the outskirts of any of the rooms that you're in, and typically there's going to be a path, and you just click to evade it. So we're only about 4 minutes into actually doing temple trekking and going for the outfit, and we already got the room that is required to get the outfit. It's going to be this room with a bridge that has no trees, and a Lumberjack's going to come out of the water that we're going to kill instantly, and I actually got lucky because on my very first attempt, he dropped the Lumberjack top, which is a duplicate for me. After I pick up the piece, I'm going to teleport out and just repeat the entire process. I don't believe you can get multiple pieces from the same room, so it's best to just teleport out and go again, and essentially you're just going to do exactly what you just did until you get the full outfit. Every time you kill one of the undead Lumberjacks in that room, they'll have a 1 in 4 chance at dropping the outfit piece. So as you can see, we found another one of the rooms that doesn't have trees. We killed the undead Lumberjack. Unfortunately, we didn't get anything. Another one will come out of the water that you can kill, but for some reason I decided to teleport out. And lastly, I just wanted to show you one of the false rooms. On screen, we're in the exact same bridge room, but there's a few trees to the south. This means that the undead Lumberjacks will not spawn, and we can't get any of the Lumberjack pieces. I don't even bother with going through it. I just teleport back to the beginning and go again. So that's actually going to be everything. That is all 11 skilling outfits that they have in the game so far. It is possible that they release more in the future, maybe potentially for Hunter, and if that day comes, well, I guess I'll have to remake this entire video. If you watched this far and you're hearing this, thank you so much for watching. If you just skipped around and you clicked at the end, I could use the watch time. Anyway, if you want to like and subscribe, go ahead. That's pretty much it. See ya.